Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Akatsuki. Going over the matchmaking. Enemy team has a Nelson, Scharnhorst, Sinop, Fiji, Sims, Akatsuki, and Skane. The map is Riposte. And we're going to kick this thing off. This game, really the lesson is going to be the value of not dying and doing what you need to do to survive. This game, I get caught by two destroyers early on, and they get some lucky shots in on me, and you know, it's one of those games where I'm not gonna have the usual level of impact that I can, but just because, you know, I'm low HP, there's still value to the ship. So right out of the gate, I popped my speed boost and I looked at the matchmaking, and that is this is actually, I view this as a bit of a mistake. One, I don't really have much of my team headed towards me. I'm just now noticing I've got a Sinop that's AFK, so me burning my speed boost now, I'm not gonna get as much support as you know, what I would like. Further, I'm going to kind of compound this error by playing a bit aggressive around this corner here. I wasn't playing at my best tonight, and it's one of those things, you know. Days like this happen where you're just not playing. You're not playing at your peak performance. So this turn here, misplay. You look at my support. You know, if I get in a fight here, there's nobody really out there to help me. But I've got a feeling I'm going to ambush a DD out here. And there we go, there's the Akatsuki. Now, I'm a gun build, he's probably not a gun build, so I feel okay picking this fight. I make him miss, but oh, second DD pops up. I break my next shot and I'm smoking. I want to disengage as quickly as possible, but they get some support, I think, from a cruiser back in here, and then these guys, they do a pretty good job at shooting in the smoke before I can get off the last known position. And then this shot in particular, this was a that was another, you know, 1.4K off my ship. That, you know, that's just a good shot there. Not gonna, yeah, it's just one of those things. Those things happen when you play players that know how to shoot and smoke, or maybe they're just lucky and they're just slinging shells that way. But I'm trying to delay this cap. I'm trying to flood this section with torps, and I'm still looking to withdraw. I still don't have a lot of support out here, and I do pick up the Skane. And I'm just holding my fire, holding my repair until he's able to disengage. I am calling target on him. And at this point, you know, I've pretty much taken myself out of the fight. I can no longer contest this flank, especially against the Skane. He outspots me, outguns me, has more HP than me. He's just a ship that I don't really want to fight. So, you know, when you run into these situations, just pull back. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start relocating right now. Unfortunately, the enemy Akatsuki, I don't know really why he didn't go for cap, but he was still out here, so those torps weren't ideally placed. So just gonna throw some make-a-wishes out there towards the Skane, kind of predicting where he might turn around and start pushing in towards the Sinop. And I'm just pretty much going to give up the entire south because there's no support down there to help me shoot, and I don't have the HP really to fight 2 DDs, especially with the Scharnhorst pushing in. So when things aren't, you know, in your favor, just pull back. There's no need to throw your ship away on the enemy's terms. Just pushing through here. Did not expect this Sims to pop up where he is. Gonna go ahead, pop smoke. Notice I'm not sitting where I last was in the smoke. I'm doing what I can to get off the last known location. I know there's probably Sims torps headed my way. No other shots really here that I can take. I'm just gonna keep pulling back. You know, this is just survival mode right here. There's the Sims torps. Now, it's looking, we are going to lose C-Cap. There's not really anything we can do to hold it. And my concern is this Skane, he's obviously going for the Synop. You can't just sit there out on a flank by yourself as a battleship. You know, it's just not going to go well. Throwing those torps, basically predicting that this Synop, seeing these torps, will turn in towards the island just to make sure he doesn't hit anything. So, was trying just to be a little clever and predict a potential turn there with the Synop. But at this point, I have my friendly Synop back here that obviously there's no destroyer around him that's within spotting distance, so I can kind of work from this position and use my torps to try to go after this Synop. So I'm looking to see what this guy's gonna do. It looks like he's getting ready to accelerate through here. He's gonna do one of two things. He's either gonna stop and sit there, or he's gonna accelerate through this gap. And with all the torpedoes coming through there, he really needs to get it in gear. Now I'm only making this turn because this Synop's still alive. I'm really worried about enemy DDs coming up through here and spotting me. My smoke is coming back up off cooldown, so that's, you know, that's a good thing for me. That's a big loss right there. Going first ship down. My Synop, he's still just reverse bow tanking. It's one of those things. And there it is. I mean, you can't do that kind of thing against a torpedo boat for long before bad things happen. Do pick up a torpid on the Synop. He floods, he repairs it. And because I'm worried about this DD situation here, I'm not going to wait around. I'm just going to throw a wide fan pattern, Make-A-Wish torpedoes back in behind this island. See if I can catch the Synop with something now that his damage control's down. And I'm just going to keep pulling back. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull back to my Fiji. And the reason why is that's the one ship that we have on our team that those enemy DDs don't want to get anywhere near. And further, I can help our Fiji out because I still have one smoke left. I mean, you can see why you don't want to be a DD near this thing. I see the Synop slowing down. I'm pretty sure I'm going to land a torp on him. maybe 2. He did just take a pretty good hit, so I do land 1 torp, and my Fiji, that last shot from the Fiji put him down. So that's a huge kill right there. That equals things out. We're looking pretty good. Now I'm thinking this Scharnhorst really hurt their team. He kind of took himself out of the fight down here, and this really let my team get into a better position. Scharnhorst pops up. He's close enough. I know that there's a DD close by because I'm located. I just going ahead. I dropped the smoke for the Fiji. And I know it's jumping around right now, but I'm trying to find those torps. I get spotted. I'm just slamming on the brakes trying to get into smoke. I know it's the skein. Gonna try to get a shot off here on him. But ultimately, I'm throwing my torps out just in case I die. And I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna... I paused a little bit to kind of change direction. He's making a good play. He's blind shooting into smoke. He's not spotted. You know, you guys see me do that all the time. This is the reverse end of things. So notice, I'm angling my saturated bow at the skein. So if I take any hits here, this will do the least amount of damage to my ship. Plus it makes me narrow to any of his torps. Plus the smallest target possible when he's blind shooting into the smoke. So that's why I basically made that maneuver right there. There's a lot of good things to try to keep myself alive. Now, this is the value of staying alive. I mean, I'm still in the fight, you know. Well, I ain't got HP, but I do have torpedoes. So I'm gonna chuck those out there at the Scharnhorst. And at this point, the contribution that I see myself making to the team is basically taking care of this Scharnhorst, making sure he can't cap a cap, and you know, I'm just gonna reverse up here to get into position to protect A. I'm gonna let my Fiji rush the skein. Excuse me. Those torpedoes are looking good. Oh yeah. And with that kill pretty much clinches the game. And you know, just that kill alone, you know, was basically the backbreaker. They got no chance coming back from this now. Once that Scharnhorst went down, my Fiji finished off the skein, and now it's just the enemy sims. And again, this game was it was a stressful one. I spent a lot of time, you know, trying to get in a position where I wasn't going to be hunted by enemy DDs. I was successful in being able to evade them, and I lived long enough to, you know, maybe help my Fiji not get hammered by, you know, the Scharnhorst, and you know, eventually was able to torpedo the enemy Scharnhorst and, you know, block them from being able to back cap us and create some issues there. So, you know, when you guys are down HP, you're having a rough game, the big thing with DDs, always try to survive, always try to live, particularly torpedo boats. all you need is, that one good volley, and you can turn the tide of battle, or clinch a battle just with those torpedo hits. I think that if my Fiji hadn't got that last volley off on the Sinop, I think a second torp would have hit this Sinop, or there might have been flooding that put this guy down. Um, but even with the horrible start I had, I still ended up finishing, somewhat decent on the team, and stay in the fight. That's the biggest thing. Uh, you know, for you guys that are wondering, this was my last game of the night. I've recognized I was kind of playing like trash tonight, and I'm not gonna risk having losing a bunch of stars trying to force things. So just calling it a night, and you know I'll pick up ranked the following day. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll leave the build description below for the ship as usual. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.